All right, we back. Boy, I'm blown out. Let me turn this exposure down just a little bit. There we go. All right. Welcome into Ham Shack TV, y'all. Just kind of doing an informal stream tonight. I'm going to do a little POTA. We did have not POTA, FT8. We did have a live stream up a little while ago, and I was having too many technical difficulties and needed to take a break. So we got our issues worked out, and we're back live. Let me know who's in the chat or who's in the comment or who's watching. 4 of you watching now. Just drop your call sign or your name down there and let me know where you're calling from, that kind of stuff. We'll just run a little FTA here for a little while and see what we can come up with. See if we can grab this Hungary station. Let me take us off of Wi-Fi here and go on the full-fledged connection here. That ought to fix quite a bit of things. Anybody out there? We're on 30 meters if anybody's watching 30 meters. While we let that program, I'm going to create it. There we go. KK5JY. And I'm sending him -13. We'll see what he says. He came back with 0. So that's good. We'll change this to 0. We are on 10.136. 30 meter FTA with 100 watts. Stillwater, Oklahoma. Not bad for our first contact of the evening. Go ahead and get him logged in there. So, again, welcome into Ham Shack TV. If you're new here, welcome. Had some big news come out today about an event coming up here on the channel. Going to have a Skywarn Symposium. And this is designed to have 3 different approaches. One from a National Weather Service meteorologist. 2, a broadcast meteorologist, and several of you know who he is. It's James Spann, the chief meteorologist for ABC 3340 in Birmingham, Alabama. And then also a Skywarn coordinator. Going to come on. We're just going to sit around and have a roundtable discussion for an hour. Talk about what's new, what can be done better, what works, those kinds of things. So that's a really, really exciting live stream. Still calling CQ. Well, I broke that. Hang on. There we go. Now we'll roll that. There we go. All right. Nobody's answering us. What's going on, FT8? Who's hearing us? Let's find out who's hearing us. Check out PSK Reporter. There we go. Somebody came back. WA2HIP. Sent by 30 meters. FT8 call sign, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're getting heard. Check that out. Getting heard over into Europe and all across America, down into South America. So we're getting heard. Go ahead and get ready and log this guy. WA2HIP. I know I've worked him before. I've got him at a -4, or he's got me at a -4. I've got him at a -10. 10-136. And okay there. That is John in Holden, Maine. There you go. Guys, that's what I'm telling you. This whole World Radio League log, it's a game changer. Why are you all not seeing me? My camera is frozen. Let me refresh it here. There you go. Now you're seeing me again. There, got a comment there. Brady's in the house. Welcome in, Brady. Speaking of Skywarn not looking good for y'all tomorrow. That would be down in the Alabama area. Yeah, he's not looking good. Not looking good. Looking at a wind map earlier today. It's amazing the amount of wind that's getting ready to come up through eastern Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. We may actually talk about Hurricane Helene here in a minute, especially if we don't get much going on FT8 here. Yeah, we'll probably talk about Helene a little bit. Matter of fact, why don't we go ahead and do that? We'll monitor FT8 while it's there, though. So a lot of times when it comes to tropical weather, y'all, I look at Mike's weather page. Mike's weather page is excellent when it comes to hurricanes and stuff. It's a one-stop shop for everything you could possibly need when it comes to hurricanes. So here's the official graphic from the National Hurricane Center. Last noted position at 7 p.m. Central Time was 23.0 north, 86.6 west. Maximum sustained wind was 85 miles per hour. Movement is north at 12 miles per hour. So right now you do have a hurricane for sure. I think that based off of that wind, I think that's a Category 1. You can see we got hurricane warnings out for the Yucatan Peninsula, as well as a tropical storm warning. Parts of Cuba are under western Cuba are under a tropical storm warning. Then we get up here towards the states, and there's a contact. Let me grab this contact real quick. We have KL7VO, and I'm sending him a -18. Not a +18, a -18. We'll see what his report is. He's a +9. Not a bad report from me, or for me. And there we go. That's all there is to it. All right, back to the hurricane. Hello, Colin. Welcome in, Colin. It's pretty hot in here tonight. Not really seeing a lot of people showing up. Brady says got the battery and the go kit and all the emergency gear packed up in the event we have to go. Don't blame you. You need to be watching out for sure where you're at, Brady. I think the worst of the impacts are just going to be a little east of you, but we'll see. Colin says good day. And Colin is on 10-meter FT8 getting U.S. stations. Very interesting. Colin, are you getting them on the west coast or the east coast, or do you know? Coming back to the hurricane graphic here, back on the United States, pretty much all of Florida, with the exception of very, very western part, so Pensacola area, is under some sort of a tropical advisory. You've got a hurricane warning from about Panama City to near Tampa, and the rest is all tropical storm warnings. You can see this is forecasted to be a major hurricane when it makes landfall. Ironically, Brady, right there you are. It's supposed to go right over the top of you. And then it's going to curve up around go around Chattanooga and end up in middle Tennessee and up around Railfoot Lake, Paducah, Kentucky area. So lots to pay attention to with this. See what else we've got here. Here's the tropical storm force wind probabilities. You can see very, very strong probabilities all the way up to right around Columbus, Georgia. And it doesn't taper off as it runs further north. Yes, it won't be a hurricane by the time it gets to Tennessee. But it doesn't taper off too terribly much. This is just the extent of the particular graphic we're looking at and how far out it goes. So yeah, big winds. Check out the hurricane. Well, here's the arrival times roughly. You can see by tomorrow night, Wednesday, 8 p.m. That can't be right. Oh, that's the estimated arrival time of tropical storm force winds. Okay. So as of tonight, you're getting tropical storm force winds as far out as the Central Gulf. By tomorrow morning, you'll start to see tropical storm winds along around Panama City, Pensacola, the Big Bend region. And then by tomorrow night, you'll start to see tropical storm winds as far north as Atlanta and Columbia, South Carolina, and Huntsville, Alabama. So the winds are coming. This is going to be a fast mover. Let's see what else we got here. This is the 3-day rainfall forecast. Most of Georgia is just going to get inundated. I mean, just going to get inundated. You can see the range here from anywhere from 1 inch all the way up to as high as 8 to 12 inches. So you're just going to get inundated. And this will probably increase too as time goes along. Here's your flooding potential map. You can see eastern Tennessee's got quite a bit of risk of flooding. The entire state has some risk of flooding, the slight risk of flooding. But even right here between, roughly Atlanta up to Asheville, North Carolina, you have a very high chance of flooding. So the highest chances of flooding in this situation are going to be Panama City, Tallahassee, that area, and then from Atlanta up to Asheville. But I don't want you to take that for granted. I don't want you to think that, just because you're not in one of these pink zones, that you're going to be able to escape this. There's going to be a flood risk anywhere you see on the map. Significant flooding risk. anywhere from the red and the pink. But you also have somewhat of a flooding risk anywhere in the yellow. Just some and minor flood risk in the green there. Any flooding is minor, or any flooding that you get, minor or not, that's still a risk nonetheless. So do not drown. Here's the storm surge map, and you can see this is a great map. I really appreciate this being available here. So the greatest storm surges appear to be from around Apalachicola all the way down to, however you say that, Chassahowitzka, whatever. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. If you're from Florida, sorry about that. Just don't do well with that. But you can see 12 plus feet of storm surge in those zones. Nothing to play with. And the reason that you are going to see the higher risk, and even here, 15 to 20 feet, especially around the Big Bend. The reason you're going to see this is because hurricanes flow in a counterclockwise flow like this. So all that moisture is just going to push up in here as this thing approaches. If you're on the western side of the hurricane, that normally pulls the moisture out back into the water. So you have a quick drop off of the storm surge risk there. Here's your hurricane track. That's not what I wanted. Here we go. So you can see most of the models are in great agreement all the way up through Tennessee. Basically going to this, and this is the center. This is the center of the hurricane. Most of that is going to, the center of the hurricane should follow roughly the Alabama-Georgia border. Then it's going to get up to about Chattanooga, Tennessee, and then make a left and take up I-24 back up towards Nashville. Once we get out here over Paducah to Clarksville, Reelfoot Lake area, the thing's going to do the hokey pokey. And it's going to turn itself about, and you can see there's not a lot of agreement on where it ends up after that. And there's a reason for that. There's something going to be called the Fujiwara effect. And that is that's a phenomenon that we don't see very often at all. Let me turn my camera here so y'all can see me a little bit better there. There you go. So that my name's not covering me up. Ain't nobody answering me on FT8. We're going to halt this for a minute and go full screen. So, yeah. This is, again, the worst impacts are always on the right front quadrant of the hurricane. So don't really focus so much on the line. Focus more to the right of the line. That's where the stronger impacts of the hurricane are going to be. Here's the model intensity guidance, and this has calmed down a little bit. I don't know if this is up to date. Initiated at 0Z September 26th. That would be right. I've been hearing, though, that this was expected to be a 4. So unless the models have really calmed it down, this may be dated forecasting. Let's come back here. Yeah, that one's showing only uptick at 14. Let's take a look at your hurricane here. This is the infrared satellite picture here. The Ghost Floater, RGB or RB top infrared. So you can see we've got a center of circulation forming right around here, just to the north of, I guess Cancun is in here. I'm not very familiar with Mexican, what am I talking about? Mexican geography, but I think, anyway, it's just off the northern Yucatan coast here. And you can see it's getting its act together. Here's a sign of quick strengthening. Look at these thunderstorms develop right around the center of circulation. Right there, you can see them just boom, boom, right like that. When you see these thunderstorms developing around the center of circulation, you lost my camera again. Let me fix that. Boom. And boom. Now you got me back. That's a rapid intensification. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how much this thing develops overnight tonight. Brady says the wife is back home in Columbus, Georgia. She's in a bad spot too. Yeah, she is. Get ready to head out if you can. I mean, I don't know if it's hard to say how bad it would be by the time it gets that far north inland. But just keep a close eye on her. Here's the visible satellite that converts to an infrared after the sun goes down. Matter of fact, it blacked out. But on the early scans, you can see the tops of this thing. It's just boiling. See what the key information is. We've kind of already went over that. So yeah, this thing means business. It means business. Now, let's take a look at tropical tidbits. This is where I go to look at my model data and take a look at what it's saying. We're going to look at the hurricane. We're going to look at the... Oh, I don't need a tour. Thank you very much. I've used this website for years. Let's take a look at the European model. It's not switching. There it is. All right, so here's your hurricane. Now this is a floater, folks. So this is just going to follow the hurricane as it moves. You can see we've got a 968 millibar low just to the north. This is Hurricane Helene. And you can see it just churns up through the Gulf. We make a little jog to the east shortly. This looks like around this time tomorrow, it's going to make a jog to the east just a little bit. Start approaching towards Tampa, and then rapidly intensify. Look at that big drop. Don't pay too much attention to the low pressure millibar number there, but you can just see the rapid intensification as it approaches the Big Bend of Florida, and then boom, that's right after landfall. So landfall around this should be around 03Z on Friday morning. So that will be somewhere between 10 and 11 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow night. So you can see it's inland around Tallahassee and then starts moving up through Georgia. The center is right around Macon by 9Z on Friday morning. So that would probably be about 5 o'clock in the morning. By 12Z, where are we? We're right around Helene in Cleveland, Georgia. By 15Z, we're over into East Tennessee, over the top of looks like roughly Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge. And then the thing goes out here into Kentucky and does the hokey pokey. So you remember a minute ago I told you about the Fujiwara effect. Let me let y'all take a look at this and how this is going to look. This is quite interesting. Let's see if I can get a full view here. So I want y'all to see this. This is not something we see very often. No, it's too tight. Let me go with let's go with the Euro. Let's look at upper down there. That's not what I want. Bear with me, guys. I don't look at these things as much as I used to. Why are we still focusing straight on the hurricane? Let's go Mesa scale. Let's go to the NAM 3. No, I don't want to go 3 km. Let's go 12 kilometer. And then we'll look at the $500 height anomaly. Okay, so here's the setup on the Mesa scale. So you see we've got this shortwave trough right here. This is let's see here. What time is it now? It's 8. This is 18Z Wednesday, so we're past that. We are about here. So this is our current setup right now. So you got this shortwave trough that's set up right over around Paducah, Kentucky, right there on the Ohio River, Illinois, Kentucky border there. And then right down here in the just north of the Yucatan Peninsula, you have Helene. So take a look at what this thing does. So as Helene, the shortwave trough really stays in place right where it's at, even as Helene starts to raise to the north. Now, here's where the Fujiwara effect comes into play. You can see Helene coming in. Here it comes up into Florida. And then all of a sudden, these two are going to dance around. And it's like, yes, there's the hurricanes or the remnants, probably a tropical storm at this point in eastern Georgia. Then all of a sudden, next scan, it's gone. So basically, what's going to happen is the shortwave trough is going to eat the hurricane. It's you don't see this happen over the continental United States. You just don't see it very often. As a matter of fact, I can't recall ever seeing it. You see this happen out in the open waters all the time, but never really see it. Here's the vorticity. This will give you a much better look at it. You never really see it over land. It's always out in the Gulf, or out in the water anyway. So there you go. There's Helene coming up through the Gulf. You can see the shortwave trough, the low pressure center sitting back around Memphis, and all of a sudden, whoop, it gets hungry and eats the thing. Phenomenal. I've never seen anything like that. It's so cool. This is called the Fujiwara effect. And I'm going to credit James Spann for that. I learned something from him on that. And as you can see down in the scroll down below, we got a big event coming. And I'm super excited about this event. If you have not seen the posts today, we are going to have a Skywarn Symposium right here on Ham Shack TV. I've been fortunate enough to have 3 very qualified people come on, and we're going to discuss Skywarn and how ham radio interacts with weather these days. All 3 of the guests are ham radio operators. One of them is very, very well known. The nationally renowned meteorologist, James Spann. He's Whiskey Oscar 4 Whiskey, or as he would call it, watching out for weather. He's going to be on the string. He's also the chief meteorologist of ABC 3340 in Birmingham. And then he's going to be on the string. We're also going to have WX4JLB from the National Weather Service in Morristown, Tennessee is going to be on to give us a perspective from a National Weather Service meteorologist. And then Greg Williams, K4HSM District Skywarn Coordinator for Knoxville, Tennessee, is going to be on the broadcast as well. So it's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. Guys, you'll want to make sure you tune in for this one. We're going to be doing it live on Sunday, October the 6th. Now, there are a couple factors in play. Obviously, if we have active weather in the Birmingham market or the Knoxville, Tennessee market, there probably will not be no string because James and my local folks will probably be busy dealing with that. And I can't blame them. The other thing that could interfere with the stream is if we have an early arrival of my twin boys. So just be prepared. But I'll let everybody know if there's going to be a conflict or something like that. So yeah, it's a really, really exciting event that's coming up, and I cannot wait. I am eternally grateful to James Spann, which go subscribe to him on YouTube. He makes some great videos that he briefs the weather twice a day on his YouTube channel. So go check him out. It's just at James Spann, and that's JAMES space SPANN right here on YouTube. He's also on X at Spann, very easy to find. If you're not familiar with James Spann, if you've seen tornado footage from Birmingham, Alabama, or Tuscaloosa, Alabama, back in 2011, you've seen James Spann. I can assure you of that. That's what he's known for. This is, matter of fact, let's show you. Let's show you James. I'll go ahead and pull this up here. This is him. Let's see if I can kill out the sound. Hey guys, do me a favor. Let me know in the chat if you're able to hear the sound. I don't know if the sound from anything I'm playing transmits over to the stream. But this is James. Does phenomenal severe weather work. And one of the things that impresses me the most, and when I worked in the television weather business, we actually, well, not the television weather business, but the television business itself, I helped introduce this. A lot of the stuff that we did was inspired by him. No sound. Okay, thanks, Colin. But this little stand with a laptop in front of the green screen, it's genius. It's genius. He can control everything from right there. That's something we added. But this is one of the scenes that he's most well known for. I still don't. Colin says there's no audio from the video, so y'all may or may not see it. I don't know, or hear it. But this is the stuff he's known for. And Colin, I don't expect you to know who this guy is, being there in Australia. But they have a. Let me see if I can fast forward a little bit. They have a network of sky cams. There, you can see we're starting to see. Got your wall cloud right here. Here's your final cloud starting to form. This is Coleman, Alabama. This was the first real tornado they caught on camera that day. There it is. Check that out. Let's see if I can get a little further into it so you can see a better picture. It comes a lot closer to the camera. There you go. Ain't that fascinating? Outstanding stuff. Multi-vortices. Outstanding. So anyway, we'll fast forward. This is the one I'm going to show you now. This was the same day. This one was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, which is home of the University of Alabama. Let's see here. There it is. This is the big EF5 that went through Tuscaloosa. So I'm going to fast forward and let the tornado get a lot closer. Gosh, I wish you all could have sound on this. So yeah, this is one of the other things they did. Double boxes. He's on the chroma key up in the one box, and then got the sky cam, which is frozen because of a power outage, down in the other box. So much information at one time. Look at that. There you go. This thing is going to be coming basically right down Skyline Boulevard. This is an extremely violent situation. Notice the power flashes. Please. Just past the Tuscaloosa County, or the Tuscaloosa City Police Department is down there. It's crossing over the industrial area in South. I'll just let this play for a minute. This is where they take the cars when you have an accident. If you're down that way, down Greensboro, it's on you now. So it froze again there. And there it is again, moving through there. And this is again, the power's going to come and go. Let's go back to the double box and assume the debris will be all back on April. Now, this is how into it he is. Look at that. He's down on his knees trying to point this thing out. So at that point, it's more rain wrap than anything. But anyway, this is James Spann. This will be our guest on October 6th, along with Greg and Jeremy from the National Weather Service. Here is pictures of him. That's not pictures, that's news. This is the picture he's famous for. That one right there. Mind you, this was chroma keyed in the back, but his suspenders and the finger point. And the old saying is, if you see this man with his jacket off and his sleeves rolled up, you know things are about to get real. And I mean fast. So I've met him once in person. I was fortunate enough to meet him down at this is another catchphrase: respect the polygon. I was fortunate enough to meet James at the Rocket City Weather Fest last year in Huntsville, Alabama. So he's just a phenomenal guy. I've got his book up there, which he signed for me, and I also got a hat somewhere around here that he signed for me. Remarkable guy, one of my heroes in weather. I'm a big time follower of him. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be really exciting. But Helene's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. I'll let you take a look, one more look again at this as it's rolling in here. Wow. See what the see what some of these others are saying. Let's see what the Weather Channel says. I'm not endorsing the Weather Channel, but I'm just kind of curious of what they're saying it may still be by the time it makes landfall. Oh, their website. Tactical Michael's here. KI4 ZQY. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. So there's no. They want to make you watch a video, which will in turn make me watch an ad. And I don't really want to do that. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to do something different. So my friend, Mike Witcher, owns a little company around here called East Tennessee Weather. He has a website, it's easttennesseeweather.com. And he has an interactive radar on here. I want to see what his is saying. There it is. Does it do tropical? Yes, it does. So his models are still showing it being a 4 with 132 mile per hour winds coming in just to the east of Apalachicola or somewhere around Carabel. So that's that. Let's take a look at Radar Omega and see what Radar Omega is. I'm going to minimize this. Holy cow, look at this, y'all. Wow. So this scan only really does the continental United States, but you're starting to see it. Starting to see it come in here between Cancun and Key West. Can I get a bigger? Yeah, let's see what this thing does. Is it loading or is it not going to show me? Well, maybe not. Brady brings up a very good point. The Hurricane Watch Net is active on HF if you want to listen. I did post some information about that, the frequencies there that they're using. If you are interested in the Hurricane Watch and have HF capabilities, go check that out. Tropical, that's what I want. H-Wharf, Helene. All right, so here's one model. We'll take a look at this 3D extruded. I love Radar Omega for this purpose right here. We can go down and look at it in a 3D look. So you can see this is the H-Wharf model. Let's take a look and see how it progresses. Whoa, and it flies. Look how fast that's going. There it goes. So let's walk through this slowly, step by step. I want that one. I don't think that eye wall is going to be that big. That eye wall's at least 75 miles wide. That's quite a big eye wall. You can see, so it's having it, it's bringing it in somewhere. Nuttall Rise, Perry, somewhere right in this little bend. Now, again, this isn't gospel. This is just a model, one singular model run. You can see it races on up into Georgia and then off into Tennessee from there. So let's talk about all these yellow things that you're seeing here. These yellows, this is all tropical storm warnings. Tell me when the last time you see a tropical storm warning all the way up to almost Chattanooga, Tennessee has been, or when you've seen a tropical storm warning in western North Carolina. Crazy. Insane. Let's see if we can take a look at the HMON on Helene, see what it's saying. You can see we've also got a three-dimensional view of this one as well. It's not letting me change the angle of it though. So you can see it approaching Florida there. Pretty decent agreement. This one's just a hair further west. So more towards St. Mark's. Basically, if you're in the Big Bend region of Florida here, get out. Go somewhere. Get away. This model has it going up towards Albany, Georgia, that is. By the way, the pinks you're seeing here, that's a hurricane warning. So you have an inland hurricane warning as far north as Macon. Wow. Storm continues moving on up. Doesn't quite make it to North Carolina. It makes a turn right around Atlanta and comes on up towards Chattanooga. And then ultimately out into central Tennessee and does the hokey pokey. So there you go. There's that. Just wanted to share this since we are looking at weather. There is a tornado warning that has been issued for this particular county. I'm in East Tennessee and I'm not Ryan Hall, y'all. So this is I'm just going to kind of experiment with this and see what we might get. What would be the best radar site for that? It's going to be maybe Durham. No, Roanoke. Roanoke's a little far to the west for it. Not a great look for either way. But we have tornado warning now issued. This one is in Virginia. National Weather Service in Blacksburg has issued tornado warning for northwestern Charlotte County in south central Virginia until 10:15 p.m. At 9:44 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Phoenix, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. The hazard is a tornado. It is radar indicated rotation. Locations impacted include Phoenix, Red House, Madisonville, Cullen, and Aspen. If you are in any of these areas in northern western Charlotte County, go ahead and take cover. Lowest level of the building, away from windows. If you're out driving, find substantial structure immediately. If you're out driving, though, you're probably not listening to me. But if you are, find significant structure to hide in. Let's take a look at this storm. I'll go 2D or go volumetric 3D. We'll go right through here. So you got tops as high as 25,000 feet, actually shooting over that. Take a look at the extruded 3D. Here's what the storm looks like. Like that. And then we'll go back to 2D mode. Let's take a look at the velocity data. Takes it a minute to load here. That's not velocity. That's vertically integrated liquid. Let's go to high resolution velocity. Yep, here's why. Greens and reds touching. Not a significant sign of a tornado here, but it's definitely warrants a tornado warning for sure. This is pretty strong inflow. Mind you, though, here's the deal. The radar is located. Which radar am I looking at here? I think, yeah, we're looking at the one near Roanoke. So this radar is quite a significant distance away. You're looking at, that's the wrong one. You're looking at, I don't want speed. You're looking at 81 miles away. So this is looking way up high in the storm. So this wind may not be at the surface that you're seeing right here. So again, this is your inflow notch. You've got your winds going into the storm right here. And then you got them coming back out of the storm on this side. So there you go. This is to the west of Charlotte Courthouse, south of Appomattox. This is in south central Virginia. Let me change this color here. Maybe y'all can see this a little better. Let's try this one. Yeah, there we go. So wind's going in, and then wind's coming back out. So let's see here. Brady says we need Hamshack to DV to do live storm coverage on YouTube. That might be a thing. Again, I do not want to compete with Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall does excellent coverage, but I do love severe weather, and it gives me something to talk about. Guys, go ahead and share out the stream. We'll keep talking about Hurricane Helene, and we'll also track any severe thunderstorms that may come into the area overnight tonight, or, well, not overnight. I can't sit on here all night, but we'll just sit here and chat. Whatever comes up, it comes up. So I'll go ahead and close out this telestration here. Get rid of that. So we just don't have a great radar image from this location. It's literally straddling 4 different radars. It's between Durham. What is this? That would be Norfolk. Okay. Take a look at it from Norfolk. Yeah, you can still see the notch there. We'll go up here to DC. That's Leesburg. That's too far. That's way too far away. Can't really make a hell of beans difference out of it. Somehow this one got flipped over to reflectivity. We'll flip it back to velocity. Back to Durham. No, not Durham. Raleigh. Somehow this keeps getting flipped back to reflectivity. You just don't got a good look at it. It's too far away. So yeah, Roanoke's probably going to be the best look at this storm. Okay, now you can see with the reflectivity on this side, you can see the inflow notch matching up. So we'll take a look here. Here's your inflow notch here and here. So your reflectivity scan is probably... No, I see what's going on here. Okay, so your reflectivity scan was at 952. Your base velocity scan was at 948. So what's happening... Let me get rid of this. I need a bigger eraser than that. So what's happening is here's your inflow at the current moment. And it's wrapping around the storm, coming back around this way. Right like that. With this being a little bit of, okay, so that just updated. The velocity just updated, and it's weakened quite a bit. So we'll keep an eye on it. Still tornado warning in effect in south central Virginia for Charlotte County. It's going to be northwestern Charlotte County. And this is going to run until, where is it? 10:15 p.m. 10:15 p.m. Chris Carter's in the house. He said, stumbled across your channel a bit ago when you covered the East Tennessee Hamfest. Cool to see a local guy on there. Keep it up. We are trying. We are certainly trying to keep it up. You know what? I think I'm going to change the title of this. We're going to change this to, try to draw some more folks in here. All right. Folks, go out and share the stream out. We're just going to sit here and talk weather for a little while. We won't even mess with FT8 anymore. Got a couple of contacts. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But this software is just phenomenal. I really enjoy it. You had a new alert just pop up. Only one tornado warning. You got a severe thunderstorm warning. Where is this one at? Where in the world did it take me? Did it take me to Canada? It sure did. Hello, Canada. We love you, Canada. I don't know anything about Canada, so we're not going to cover any Canada warnings. Flash flood warnings. You got numerous flash flood warnings. Pocahontas, West Virginia, which expires in 4 minutes. I also got Greencock, Madison, North Carolina, Hamblin, Hawkins, Washington, and Sullivan in Tennessee for 4 more minutes. You also have Sevier and Jefferson counties in Tennessee for another 4 minutes. Buncombe and Henderson, North Carolina for another hour and 19 minutes. You got Johnson, Carter, Washington, Virginia, and Sullivan, Tennessee for another hour and 19 minutes. Thomas, Georgia, Colquitt, Grady, and Mitchell, Georgia for another hour and 49. Turner, Tift, Irwin, Worth, Ben Hill, Berrien, Cook, and Colquitt counties in Georgia for another 2 hours and 19 minutes. The following North Carolina counties: McDowell, Rutherford, Buncombe, Polk, Henderson, Yancey, and Mitchell for another 3 hours and 4 minutes. Several counties in Florida here. I'm not going to read all these off, folks. These are quite a bit. We'll be reading these for hours if that's the case. So basically, if you are in the southeast United States, you just need to be weather aware, especially if you're out driving. Do not cross any flooded roadways. Turn around, don't drown. Brady says, what are your thoughts when it comes to, or what are your thoughts on tornado threats along Dixie Alley with this storm system? Well, like I said, it's a very, very interesting thing that's going on with that Fujiwara effect. Let's take a look at the SPC outlook. So this is all the official stuff. So here's the storm threat for tonight. Got a sliver for a marginal risk for severe weather between Panama City, extending all the way up Charleston, West Virginia, Staunton, Virginia area. And then also marginal covering of the rest of the state of Florida. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll have an enhanced risk of thunderstorms being the max risk. This is where, hang on, I got another tornado warning. Come back to radar scope here. Where's my tornado warning? Okay, this one's in North Carolina. Very close to Tennessee. So we're going to pay very close attention to this storm. Roanoke's probably going to be my best radar for it. Huh? Where are they getting? This is interesting. Radar data is not loading for some reason. There it goes. This must be a spin up type situation, y'all. It's there it is. That's why. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't look like a tornadic thunderstorm with face value over here, but sure enough, if western North Carolina doesn't have a little bit of a threat tonight. Let's take a look at the text here. The National Weather Service in Blacksburg, Virginia, has issued a tornado warning for Watauga County in northwestern North Carolina until 10:30 p.m. At 9:57 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was over Grandfather Mountain State Park or near Fosco, moving north at 20 miles an hour. The hazard is a tornado, and it is radar-indicated rotation. These locations are included, and some of these are ski mountain communities, folks. So if you are Well, you wouldn't be skiing in the middle of September, but if you're up there vacationing, pay close attention here. Locations impacted include Boone, Blowing Rock, Beach Mountain, Fosco, Sugar Grove, Todd, and Blowing Rock in Caldwell County. This also includes the Appalachian State University. So if you are at the Appalachian State University under the sound of my voice, I want you to take cover right now. Lowest level of building, away from windows. If you're driving, get somewhere, park, and take substantial structure or shelter in a sturdy building. So again, this is a tornado warning for Watauga County and northwestern North Carolina until 10:30 p.m. Taking a look at what we've got on radar. Here's the couplet right here. So your reds are your winds moving away from the radar. Your greens are the winds moving towards the radar. So in the northern hemisphere, your winds are always moving in a counterclockwise direction. That, or for tornadoes anyway, any kind of a cyclone, it's a counterclockwise flow. Let me make sure here. What radar am I looking at this out of? Okay, so Morristown has the best view of this. So this is my local radar. So with the radar beam over here, that means this is blowing out and in. That's not cyclonic. I must be missing something here, folks. That's anticyclonic. Anyway, if you don't take it seriously, if you are in that area, take cover now. That's for Watauga County in western North Carolina. Still got the tornado warning up here for northwestern Charlotte County in Virginia. That goes for another 13 minutes. Go ahead and take another look at that cell. Okay, rotation still exists. And again, it doesn't look impressive on the radar because it's just so far away from the radar side. You got your inflow here and your wraparound here. Okay. So we'll see what they plan to do with that one. Welcome in. 7 people watching. If you're new here and have not said hello, drop in the chat, say hello, let me know where you're from. If you're a ham, let me know your call sign, that kind of thing. If you're not a ham, just let me know where you're watching from. Glad to have you here. My name is Josh, and my call sign is AA4WX, and I am located here in East Tennessee. Down below, you'll see the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and we appreciate you being here. Back to Brady. What are my thoughts about Dixie Alley with this storm system? So let's go back to the hurricane maps. There we go. This, and this. All right, so here's your, we'll go back to one screen so it makes a little bit more sense. Here it is coming in. Straight up the Alabama-Georgia border, basically. Let's just imagine this is the hurricane down here. This is the current wind field. It's not a picture of the hurricane, but it's the wind field. Let's take this and draw this. Well, I can't draw. Let's try this again. Let's take this and divide it like a window, right? Okay, so you got your left front. You got your right front. You got your left rear. And you got your right rear, right? Okay, so the way you tell this is just based off of where the forward momentum is. We know this storm's moving generally north. So here's what I'm going to be looking for when it comes to tornadoes. If you are anywhere to the right of this line, you need to be watching out tomorrow. Just got to be watching out. anything that's ever in the right rear, or excuse me, the right front of the storm, that's where your tornadoes occur. Your right front quadrant of the thunderstorm or the hurricane. So if you are in the path of the right front quadrant of the hurricane, you'll need to be watching out tomorrow. Any other questions? Drop them in the chat. Let me know what y'all think. As we move towards Friday, I think that your tornado threat is probably going to, let me change colors here since we're dealing more over here. I think moving into Friday, as this thing starts shifting, I think your tornado threat's going to be, let's go with a different color. How about pink? I think your tornado, I cannot draw. I think your tornado threat Thursday night into Friday is going to live right around in here. So from Myrtle Beach back to about Cookeville, Tennessee, all the way down to Brunswick, Georgia. This, as the day goes by, this stuff will disappear. The threat just moves further north and further north. So based off the models, do I see it intensifying to a Cat 4 before landfall? Well, the cone indicates that. It shows it as a Category 4 west of Tampa. What is that? By 2 o'clock tomorrow. So, yes. Could it even make it to a Cat 5? Well, I've seen some amateur weather folks say that this system reminds them a lot of Michael. Michael was, 6-7 years ago, hit Panama City. So this one's going to be a little bit to the east of Panama City. But could it have a rapid intensification cycle right before it makes landfall? Matter of fact, the cone's got this going. This new cone's got it going more towards Apalachicola. So it's possible. I think it will be a Cat 4. I certainly do. There's nothing, the sea surface temperatures here, the SSTs, there's nothing here that would indicate that this weakens. Now, there has been some debate about some shear, and that makes sense with, let me come back out to this big map here. So if you remember when we were looking at the surface analysis earlier, there's a big trough in the jet stream right here, okay? Got a big low pressure center right around there. So as this trough progresses, which it's not going to move a whole lot, it's like it's sitting here waiting on the hurricane to arrive. But as this trough progresses and starts interacting with the hurricane, you could be dealing with some shear as it approaches landfall. And shear is not a good thing for a hurricane. Shear can rip a hurricane apart. Not that we want it to be good, but it certainly can tear it apart. So this could go either way. I do believe it'll be a Category 4 at landfall. Whether it's a weak Cat 4 or a strong Cat 4, maybe Cat 5, that's to be determined. It depends on how much this shear interacts with Hurricane Helene as it arrives onto the Florida Gulf Coast there. Brady says, so by the time it hits us in the Dothan area, it could be a Cat 2. I would say that's believable. Once the eye wall crosses over land, it will weaken pretty quickly, at least relatively speaking. It won't be a Cat 4 for long once the eye wall moves over land. It'll start to diminish down. I would say, okay, here's the other good thing too. you're going to be on the left side of it, most likely, unless it makes a shift. So here's Dothan right here. You're going to be on the left side of it. So you're in a little bit of a safer zone. You'll still have strong winds. There is no question about that. But the tornado threat probably won't be as bad there. Now, Columbus, I know you were talking about Columbus earlier. Columbus is also to the left of the line, but you guys just need to stay very weather aware on this thing as it approaches. Hello, Stephen. Welcome in. Good to see Stephen in the house. Stephen doing a little bit different tonight. We're just kind of messing with the hurricane here. Let me see. Let's see what kind of. I have no idea what that means, Brady. Too much Guinness. Irish. I really wish our Skywarn was more active. Understandable. Speaking of Skywarn, folks, I want to remind everybody, as you can see down below me with the crawl here, we made an announcement today. We have a major special guest coming on the channel. We're going to have a Skywarn symposium. It's going to be ham radio centric. 3 hams, which are active in the weather community, are going to be on the channel. One of which is extremely well known, Mr. James Spann. He's the chief meteorologist of ABC 3340 in Birmingham, Alabama. He will be coming on the show to represent the broadcast media sector of the weather enterprise. Jeremy Buckles, a lead meteorologist for the National Weather Service in Morristown, Tennessee, will be coming on representing the National Weather Service. And then Greg Williams, K4HSM, will be on representing spotters and from a district coordinator perspective. So make sure you tune into that. That will be Sunday, October the 6th at 9 o'clock live right here on Ham Shack TV. Go ahead and set your reminder right now. The good news is if you do miss it, it will be available just like any other live stream to watch. And matter of fact, I may edit it and condense it down a little bit. But make sure you tune in. It's going to be a great time. Show support. We want to have James have as big of an audience as we possibly can, along with Greg and Jeremy as well. Let's go back to work here with the weather maps. What I want to see is the wind fields. Let's look at the 10-meter wind gust as this thing approaches. And let me turn off all the hurricane maps. All right, so this is the 10-meter wind gust. So this is just a little bit up in the atmosphere, not too terribly much. Let's move forward in time. This must be a new model run. Nope, it's loading. That's why. Goodness gracious, folks, look at that. .59 knot winds. It's maxed. It doesn't show any high. Wow. Move forward in time. So that's as far as the model will take me. Let's look at the 12-kilometer NAM. Look at the wind field. Look at that wind field. Maxed all the way from here to here. How wide is that? That wind field is almost 300 miles wide. That is insane. Wow. Brady, it looks like most of that wind's going to fall to the east of you. So let's go to sustained. Okay, so here we get some better data. Black ain't good. Oops, that's not what I want. That's just a null. Wow. GFS. Actually, no. Let's look at the H Wharf on Helene. There we go. Now we're seeing some stuff that's valuable. All right. So this is 10-meter wind speed. So this is sustained. Here's what I'm talking about, guys. So you remember I was talking about the right front quadrant. Well, here's the ride. The front's where you're going to have your tornadoes, but you still have wind anywhere around the eye wall, but specifically the eastern side of the wall, the right side of the eye wall. Here it is on approach. 124 knot winds. We're getting very close here, 130. And there's landfall. You can see the winds just come out of it really quick. Now for the HMON. There it is, intensifying, moving up north. Get my query tool out. 30. So this is really close to landfall, and you can see these winds coming into the Big Bend region right here, 90, 95 miles an hour. Let's switch this to gust. The HMON doesn't do gusts. Okay. So everybody's going to say wind if you're anywhere near this thing, but Anonymous says, hi, Steve. And Brady says, I beacon my APRS position to spotter network so you can find me on radar scope. That's great. So, yeah, there's that. Let's go back and take another look at the hurricane here. See if I can get a good satellite on it. Helene. We don't want visible. We want upper. There she be. Give her a good loop. Let's just watch how this thing's developed today. So I extended the loop out to 150 frames. Wow. Okay. Did you see how it kind of exploded? So it got some dry air up in it in the northern quadrant, but you can see the explosion of thunderstorms around the center. So you can see right here it is. It's starting to spin, interacts with the land a little bit, kind of blows up there. It explodes some more. Then you get the dry air, this dry slot come in, kind of dries it out a bit. And now now that it's getting back into the open Gulf waters, it's starting to spin up pretty fast. Let's see if I can take a look at that on a, see how the lightning looks. It may not show me. Yeah, there it is. This is the flash density product, so you can see this is all the lightning. See if we can get a good visible before it got dark. I don't know if we're going to see it or not. Yep, there it is. See it? Okay, so let me narrow this window down. Let's go back 100 frames instead. Brady says record high temperatures in the Gulf are feeding this hungry beast. Yep, that's what it's doing. So yeah, see the tops develop right there towards the end. Let's knock this back even further. So the reason it's going dark, folks, is because nightfall. It's a visible satellite, so this is literally a picture. I'm gonna have to go back a little further than that. So watch around the center of it. See all the quick development of the cloud tops. That's a sign of strengthening. Here's water vapor. So we don't have a radar because we're out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. So there's no real radar to look at it. But you can see just the explosion of thunderstorms around the center. So that's that. All right, let's come back to America and see what's going on here. So tornado warning for Charlotte County and Southern Virginia is gone. Let's come back to this tornado warning in Western North Carolina. Oh, I need to go to radar mode. All right, so there's your thunderstorm. This is for Boone, North Carolina, Watauga County, and Western North Carolina. Okay, still got some spin, but it's just not. It's not anything that's too and terribly impressive to me. Let's just check the CC. Yeah, I'm just not saying anything that's too terrible. I'll be surprised if this warning is extended. I will. So if you haven't jumped in the chat yet, jump in the chat. Tell me who you are, where you're from, call sign. If it's your first time here. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. We are dropping off. There's only 3 people watching. Go ahead and turn all this stuff back on. Brady says, what's the storm's tops currently? You talking about the one with the tornado warning in North Carolina, or you talking about the hurricane? Hurricane. Well, it's hard to say because I can't take a radar look at it. And NWS does not include that in their data. The last reported position, the mean sea level pressure was 978 millibars. Maximum wind was 86 miles per hour. Steven says, hi, Anonymous. Let me switch this to water vapor. I want y'all to see this water vapor so you can see the trough that I'm talking about. Here's your trough. Let's go change this color to yellow. Here's this trough right here. Got a front moving right through here. Not an artist, promise you that. So yeah, hurricane's going to come right up through here, interact with the trough, and then it's going to eat it up. I'll let this flow a little bit. Brady does remind you, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to use my ham radio prep link to get your license for these situations. Very, very excellent point, Brady. Very excellent point. Folks, if you don't have your ham radio license, this is what ham radio is all about right here. Right there. Emergency preparedness. Now, mind you, you don't have time to get it now for this event, but you have time to get it for the next. Visit hamradioprep.com. Use coupon code HamShackTV. You'll get an additional 10% off your ham radio licensing course. So do it. And your purchase helps you Ham Shack TV. So it's definitely worth your time and effort and all that. Steven says, I sent that link to my buddy in Newport who is looking to get his license. You talk about Newport, Tennessee? If he's from Newport, I'm surprised he don't know Roger, the mayor of Cosby. Steven says, yep, Newport, Tennessee. Fantastic. Maybe Newport and Cosby aren't the same town, but they're very close to each other. I'll show y'all where they are if you don't. For those that are not familiar with my area. Here's Newport. Cosby's like down in here. Cosby's such a small, yeah, there it is. Cosby. And here's Newport. Pretty close. It's Cott County too. Everybody knows everybody in Cott County. He's on the Bybee side. Well, I'm wondering if we might have gotten a update from the National Hurricane Center on this thing. Yeah, let's take a look. $7 p.m. Central Advisory. That one says 4. $7 p.m. Central. So there ought to be, I guess there'll probably be one coming out on 11. Still got some time. KY4CQ says, speaking of Cott County, RIP Popcorn, I'm assuming Popcorn Sutton. Oops, we don't want that. By the way, y'all, check out World Radio League. Why does this camera keep freezing? Dumb. I turn off this touch up my appearance. Y'all can see my ugly bumps and wrinkles. See if that fixes it. I'll get rid of my name here. That way y'all can see me a little bit better. There you go. Now y'all can see me. Check out World Radio League. It's fantastic. Great stuff. Back over here at the Hurricane. If y'all haven't ever gotten Radar Omega, check it out. I absolutely love Radar Omega. It's quite unique. You can click on these little icons on here, and well, most of them, you can get a webcam for that location. Say I want to look in Chattanooga here. There you go. I get a live webcam. Charlotte has a really cool one. That's not the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. Bank of America Stadium with a beautiful shot of the Charlotte skyline there. And then you can also reverse it and see the backside of it. Really cool stuff. Radar Omega. It's not free, but it's a great app. Great app. Not affiliated with Radar Omega, but check them out. I had been a radar scope user for quite some time, and was just turned on to Radar Omega and love it. Been using it ever since. Steven says, down here we have what's called SARNet. You can listen in on all the updates from the EOC around the state. Very good. Brady says, SARNet is awesome. I can hit the Tallahassee repeater from my house in Alabama. It's great. I'm getting tired, y'all. I may stream again tomorrow night. We may live stream this hurricane making landfall. What do y'all think about that? I just wonder if it would draw viewers. Brady asks, does Radar Omega show outflow boundaries? That's why I kept Radar Scope. Most filter them out. As a matter of fact, they do. Don't know if we have any good examples tonight of it. But you can see, so it's defaulting to Hammond Parish, Louisiana, their radar, and you can see it's showing pretty good anything light. You can adjust your filters. Show you how to do that. You go up here to the hamburger menu. Excuse me. Oh, you can even do surface fronts. That's cool. That's really cool. I got to remember where it is. If there's any complaint I have about Radar Omega, it's that the menus are a little bit to get used to. Yeah, so you can adjust your filters right here pretty easily. So you can see the outflow boundaries. You can also see birds taking off. Like you'll be looking at a radar site and all of a sudden you'll just see this explosion of what looks like moisture going across the screen. But it's really birds taking off. It's pretty cool. Let's see if we can see anything from Key West yet. You can see some of the outer bands. That's about it. It's like the Bahamas are getting some storms. Just west of Freeport there. See if we can take a look at those. Too far out to see. But anyway. The tornado warning for Watauga County, North Carolina is gone. No more tornado warning. Again, we have numerous flash flood warnings across the southeastern United States. Just be aware, don't drive through flooded roads, please. That severe thunderstorm warning. Where was that? Was that the one in Canada? Yes, it was. We don't pay attention to Canada weather here. Evan Chelsea says, I have the app. Is this a desktop app? Indeed it is. Indeed it is. And Brady says those outflow boundaries are great for predicting microphos for us aviation folks. Give it a try. I think they give you a trial of it, Brady. I don't think you have to pay for it up front. I think you can try it out. And this week would be a great time to try it out, considering all the active weather that we have around the country, or at least around the southeast. And you can see there's not a lot of cameras throughout the country. There's tons in the southeast, but you get out in the plains, there's a few. Get out on the west coast, there's one. But those cameras have been expanding, more and more of them. See what we got down here in Louisiana. There's a Pelican. Cajun Broadband, Broussard, Louisiana. Evan and Chelsea says I'll have to give it a shot. I used GR level 3 back in the day. This is a night and day difference between GR and level 3. I used to use that too. That was the first radar software I used. Professional radar software. Evan says we have a lot of cameras around there. Just added one in Lawrenceburg. Let's take a look. I'm not going to show these too terribly long because it does say do not display or do not broadcast without permission. Oh, that's cool. Y'all can't hear it, but this one has sound. I've not seen one with sound yet. That's cool. UT Southern here. That's cool. Waynesboro. That's cool. Show y'all my neck of the woods here. This is on top of Neyland Stadium at the University of Tennessee. And there's another one just on the other side of the interstate from there. Ooh, we got aliens. I don't know what that is. It's probably a reflection off of something. Got Oak Ridge, Tennessee here. Cool stuff. Evan says Lewisburg, not Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Not Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Valley weather Adam. What did I say? I told y'all I'm getting sleepy. Lewisburg. Oh, duh. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, them folks, Tennessee Valley weather are pretty cool. There's somebody going down the road. Hello, if you're watching. Anybody can get these. You get one, put it on your house. Boy, I don't like that. Why would they put that on the ground like a surveillance camera? Lewisburg and Cornersville, yep. And the other thing I love about this app is I can go all the way down to street level. I can start naming off streets. You know, Cedar Street, Apple Street, Silver Street, North 7th Avenue, South Marshall is about a mile from my house. Was that one? No, that's Lewisburg. Wait, this is Cornersville. You're in Cornersville. I don't know why I'm looking. There's Cornersville. Right down here. Yep, I see what you're talking about. It is literally right down the street. Well, the one I was showing you on top of Neyland Stadium, I can see that from my office window. The exact location of it. Yep, got you. Now let's go back, look more at the hurricane. No, I don't want models. Well, sure. Let's take a look at the model. O2 or the OZ run. There she be. Boy, I don't like those black rings. Well, this one has it more over towards Perry. Basically, if you're from, I'm just going to say Panama City all the way over to Cedar Key. Be ready. Yeah, Radar Omega is a paid app. It is a paid app. Thank you. I know what Helene is. So yeah, that's a max, meaning the scale doesn't go any higher than that. At least on this model run, don't. So that's your 10-meter wind speed. Here's your gusts. And those are maxing out at 59 too. So this is going to be a lot stronger. Brady says, Josh and I used to spend long nights on GR level 3 and Knoxville repeaters. Ain't that the truth? Me, you, GR level 3, and KF4 BDX. RIP. Miss Jason. Back to satellite view. The other beautiful thing about this is I have a setting set to where anytime a tornado warning is issued, I hear a siren on my computer. And that goes nationwide. Anywhere there's a tornado warning issued, I can hear it. By the way, now let me share something with y'all here. We had a tornado. Confirmed today from yesterday. I'm not going to show it. That tornado was right up here. An EF1 tornado, first tornado in East Tennessee in September ever recorded. I have the Alpha subscription. You can see all these flash flood warnings. Let's do this. We were talking about flash flood warnings a minute ago. Let's take a look at all the warnings. So y'all can see what that looks like. That's not what I want. I want alerts. Turn all this other stuff off. Let's see, it's daytime, so we won't have any visible, so I'll switch to this. All right, now let's turn off or work through our alerts. There we go. Turn off all these tropical warnings first. So you can see these polygons, not the big broader dull green, but the sharper green polygons. These are all your flash flood warnings that are in effect right now. So quite a few of them, especially right along the spine of the Appalachians here from Asheville, North Carolina, all the way up to about Beckley, West Virginia, Athens, Princeton, that area. Turn that stuff back on because I definitely need it. Go back to Good idea. I just had an idea. Something I'm going to do. Nope. I want to do this. I like this. So I'm trying to find the frequencies that the Hurricane Watch Net's on. Let's go 7.2. Seven, 2, 6, 8. Not hearing anything on the Hurricane Watch Net right now. So let's see. Okay, they're on standby. I'm curious something. I'm going to test something. I want y'all to tell me if y'all hear it. Well, that answered my question. Okay. So I'm thinking about something. I wonder if I could pull this off. So what I'm thinking about doing is leaving Radar Omega running right like this and broadcasting the Hurricane Net frequency. Just let it run. You won't hear my radio now. I turned it back off. You can't for the way StreamYard works is you can't hear both my radio. You can't take audio from two different sources. Oh, I know why you're asking that, because I still had that banner up. Oops. Yeah, Hurricane Watch will swap to 20 meters in the daytime. Yep, they will. So probably what I may do, I'm going to experiment with this tomorrow. when I wake up and get ready to go to work, I'll put it on 20 meters and go live. And let y'all watch it. And we'll let it go for however it goes. If not, we'll just play with it. You know what I mean? All right. Yeah. Brady brings up a good point. Don't forget that the Waffle House index is real and a reliable way to determine if there's storm damage. Got that right. For those of you that may not know, well, heck, there's only two of you watching. One of them's Brady. There we go. If you don't know what Brady's talking about, it's commonly known. Waffle House don't close for anything. Ever. If a Waffle House is closed, you know something bad's happened. So. You can even see that low. Here's the low part of that big trough. See it rotating up through here. Okay, folks. Let's call it a night. It's heading for 11 o'clock. Appreciate everybody being here. Been going for almost 2 hours here. Don't forget, if you want to support the channel, hit all the links down below. Everything down there helps out the channel. If you go ahead and set a calendar reminder and remind yourself that on Sunday, October the 6th, we'll have a special live stream with special guest James Spann, WO4W, from ABC 3340 in Birmingham, Alabama, along with a National Weather Service meteorologist and a Skywarn coordinator to discuss Skywarn. So that's Sunday, October 6th. Check it out. It's going to be awesome. Again, all the links down in the description help the channel. So I appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate y'all following me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. 7-3 AA4WX WSCB 693. Good night.